What's good, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Smoking and Grilling with me, AB. Now, you seen that thumbnail, you read that title, so you know what we're doing. I'm getting ready to show you guys just how easy it is for those of you guys that don't know how to make, like a delicious tasting chili. Hey, hands down, you can't overtalk this. You know what? Not a whole lot of ingredients. Once you guys see it, see this process, and we got a few options I'm gonna go over, in the video. Other than that, we finna get right into it, so let's make it happen. Okay, here we go. Let's go over these ingredients. Now, this right here, these are kidney beans, right? These already been drained and I rinsed them, so I set these in this bowl right here. We'll set these off to the side. And this right here is a large red onion, right? I like to use red onion. You guys can use yellow, white, whatever you would like, but I go with the red anytime I get a chance. Here we got a couple of cups of beef broth, right? When it comes to the green onions, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna chop these down. We're gonna use the green tops of them. We're gonna use that for garnish and taste at the end. 1 jalapeno. I'm gonna go ahead and take the seeds out, then we're gonna dice this up. We got green bell pepper. I'm gonna dice this also. And then over here, I just wanna show you, these are my garlic cloves. You guys can use minced garlic, but I'm gonna use a fresh garlic, and I'm using 5 of these. Now, I got a tablespoon right here. This is brown sugar. And then I separated everything from my chili powder, right? Because we're gonna brown our ground beef with some of this, and then we're gonna add some to the whole pot. And then right here, you gotta have cumin. Here, I got crushed, tomatoes. We got diced, and then we got, some paste. I'm only gonna use like a tablespoon of the paste here. We're gonna use this whole can, and then I'm gonna use half a can of the crushed tomatoes, right? All right, and then right here, we're gonna have salt and pepper just for taste. Now, you wanna have 2 pounds total of ground beef. You guys can use like lean if you would like. For me, I like the flavor, so I go with the 80-20. After that, I drain anything if it's not too much, and then we go ahead and assemble the whole thing. Super easy, let's get started. Okay, this is what I'm gonna be using. I'm gonna be using my Dutch oven, right? So I've already brought this up to heat. I can feel the heat. So let's just go ahead and drop this in here. Because what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna multitask. As this starts to brown, we're gonna go ahead and get our veggies together. Okay, so look, now we're gonna start off. Look, my attempt is just to show you guys, when we talk about multitasking. So I'm gonna start with my green, green bell pepper. Go ahead, cut that down. And I want you guys to look at the size. That's like almost like a chop, like a big dice, right? I like it like that because I like that texture. Now, I'll move it back over here so you guys can see. Listen, we still browning, right? Once we got it about, once you see it starting to brown, go ahead and add your, your chili powder, right? Add that first, then we're gonna give that a mix, and after that, then we're gonna continue to work on our veggies, right? So now we'll go back over here. Now check this out. Now I'm getting ready to just do the green onions, just the tops only, because listen, it's for garnish and for taste too. Because listen, I love that, and I'm sure you guys love the taste of the green onion tops also. And then back over, you wanna give it a stir, check on your beef, make sure you chopped it all up and let it continue to cook. And now I'm working on the jalapenos. You guys get the message by now. And that right there is just more so like in between a dice and a minced on the jalapenos. Now, once that's done, I take that, and what you want to do is drain some of that fat, right? Excuse me. You want to drain all of the fat. And then when you're done, doing everything, that's what you got right there. Okay, so what I did was I just drained it. I'm bringing this back up to heat because listen, we want this to start getting hot again. And what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and add my onions. And then, remember we had our garlic. We're gonna add that also. And we're gonna let this cook down just a little bit. Now we'll add our jalapenos. Now look, after letting this cook for remember we already drained our fat, right? So after we added the last few ingredients, we let it just cook, steam, and let everything marry together, for I'm gonna say about 1 to 2 minutes. This right here is good. Oh, and I'm on medium-high heat, you guys. All right, so we got that going, right? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my crushed tomatoes. Now look, this is like a big can, right? Let me look at this right here. This is 28 ounces. We only want to use about half of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pour it in like this. Just half. That's about right there. Now we just start mixing this up. You guys can add everything else. At one time, for me, I like to just stir it as I go. Now I'm gonna add my diced tomatoes. Look, that's nice and thick, but we're not done yet. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and take I'm gonna take a giant heaping tablespoon, of my tomato paste. Let it get warmed up, loosen up. It adds that flavor, it adds a little bit more richness and color. Now what we wanna do is, we're gonna add the rest of our ingredients, right? That was our chili powder. This is our brown sugar, our cumin, then our kidney beans. And then you wanna go ahead and add your beef broth. Now you just wanna give it a stir. And you can see it's a little bit on the runny side, right? But check this out. We're gonna make this chili, we're gonna cook it down, and we're not even gonna put no lid on top of that. We're gonna bring it up to a simmer, and we're gonna go from there. Add your bell peppers. And you wanna keep it under the medium high, right? Because what we wanna do is we wanna bring this to a boil, and then we reduce down to a simmer, and we'll cook this down, let it thicken up. It should take about an hour. I'm gonna say this takes about an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours. But you can see right there, it's nice. Okay, you can see, look, got it back to a boil, right? What I wanna do is I wanna set it down to a simmer. Once we're gonna let it simmer, I'm gonna set a timer for about an hour and 45 minutes. I'm gonna check on it halfway through it, just to see how it's doing, make sure nothing is dried out, just in case it did something, like strange or whatever, but we're gonna cook some of this liquid out, we're gonna let it marinate, and we're gonna go from there. Okay, as you can see, look, it cooked down a lot of that liquid, right? Nice and thick. This is how I like mine. Even if you want yours to be even more thicker, all you gotta do is cook it down a little bit more, Hey, but I would tell you this right here is that award-winning, chili. And I'm gonna say this, the reason we don't have to cook it as long is because we don't have to get our beans soft like that, right? Because we use canned beans, you know what I mean? So when you use canned beans, it only takes just a minute to marry those flavors together, and then you go from there. Now, let me go ahead and put this in a bowl. My mouth is watering, and it's time for us to do a taste test. Now, I'm gonna say this. If you have a big family, like if you got a family of 4, this right here it'll serve 6 people, if you got like regular size bowls. And I wanna say, if you got a small family and you make this and you got some leftovers, you'll find out that this tastes even better the next day, right? So, take a look at that. Tell me what you guys think. This is like my go-to chili. I make several of them, but this is the one. So tell me what you guys think. Now you guys can just see just how easy it is. Hey, listen, I'm doing a whole lot of salivating in my mouth right now. You know what I mean? Because listen, I know what this tastes like, and I want to go ahead and hit it. You guys gonna be able to see the expression on my face and just know that this is just like top notch. Let me go ahead and get me a spoon. Now I'm gonna go ahead, oh man. This with a little sour cream, and boom. Check it out, folks. Here we go. Cheers. Oh man. The only thing missing is a nice big hot steamy buttery piece of cornbread, Oh, and don't forget that Kool-Aid. Now listen, I said salt and pepper to taste, right? I'm starting to get into the habit of not cooking so much with salt. This right here, you can make this without salt and then let everybody individually, salt their own bowls, if they need it. But I'm gonna tell you, with this combination of these flavors and how they marry together, it's nice. You might need a splash, like a real small pinch just to wake up those flavors. But outside of that, listen, you following this channel, we finna take that sodium out and we finna get it. Now, so if you're new to my channel, let me just take this time to say, hey, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and smash that subscribe button, right? And tell everybody out there, there's a channel out here that's simplifying these recipes and taking the mystery out of cooking. And with that being said, I got a bowl of chili right now with my name on it, and I'm about to get it. Peace.